Hello everyone and welcome to my recommendations for the Steam Winter Sale 2019. In this video I'm going to be choosing a variety of games that can currently be picked up nice and cheap, and hopefully there'll be something to interest every taste. As usual with these videos, we'll be dividing the games into three categories: games under £5, games under £10, and games over £10. And prices will also be displayed in US dollars and euros. And we've got quite a few to get through today, so without further ado, let's start with games under £5. And we're going to kick things off with, in my opinion, the very best deal of the sale, and it's Doom. This fast-paced demon-slaying shooter offers fluid gameplay, transitioning from fun and meaty-feeling weapons to glory kills which maintain the flow of combat surprisingly well. Doom is all action right from the beginning. There's no nonsense here, you're just straight into the game. But this one also offers a good amount of exploration and fun upgrades to keep the game fresh for hours and hours. Doom is an excellent buy and is currently on sale for £4.49 or $5.99. Next up is Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes. This bomb defusal game requires two players to work together to solve puzzles to avoid an explosive fate. Sounds simple enough, right? Well, it gets far more complicated, as only one player has the instructions to each puzzle, and only one player can actually see the bomb, making that communication and teamwork absolutely vital, and all with a punishing timer ticking down. This is a great game to have if you've got family coming over during the holidays, and you're looking for something to keep everyone entertained. And also if you've got understanding neighbours who don't mind you shouting. Keep Talking and Nobody Explodes is currently available for £3.62 or $4.94. Prey is next, and this atmospheric and immersive game will have you feeling tense as you go into every single room. And that's because of the enemies that can morph into any object and surprise you at any moment. In most other games, a desk with a chair and a coffee mug is a fairly uninteresting thing to find. In Prey, you can never really be sure, and that tension is what really makes the game. There's also a good amount of character customization here, allowing players to adapt their playstyles and discover secrets and areas that wouldn't have been accessible to players who chose other options. And alongside all that, the alt history nature of the game offers an interesting setting, with players slowly learning what's different about this world from our own. And the one I always like to mention is the fact that in the world of Prey, JFK survived the assassination attempt in 1963. And it's really interesting to see how that's affected the world in the game. If you're interested in picking up Prey, it's on sale for £4.99 or $7.49. Next, we have the cheapest game on today's list as we come to Geometry Dash. This rhythm-based platformer seems easy enough to begin with, as you jump from platform to platform in time with some awesome music, but soon enough you'll realise just how difficult this one can be. The footage here is only from the first few levels, and it had me dying over and over again, but practice makes perfect, and reaching the end of a really challenging level feels extremely rewarding. And with thousands of user-made levels as well, there's plenty here to keep you going. So for just 69 pence or 99 cents, Geometry Dash may be worth a look. Moving on, we have Domina, a game that just keeps on drawing me back in. In Domina, you'll manage your own ludus, taking charge of training your gladiators, keeping them fit, healthy and happy, and then sending them to fight in the arena. Now, it is possible to control your gladiators in the arena, but personally I prefer to play this one as a management game, and let the AI deal with the actual fighting, which itself is nice and gory. Alongside the excellent management gameplay, this one has brilliant music, and can provide several hours of gladiatorial entertainment. Personally, I've got 25 hours in Domina according to Steam, and as it's available for just £2.16 or $3.09 at the moment, I highly recommend you give Domina a look. Next is Payday II, a co-op shooter that has players taking on heist missions and then trying to escape with their ill-gotten gains. This is one that's best played with friends, and it's always fun to see how quickly the original smoothly calculated plan goes out of the window as the action kicks off and the bullets start flying. Payday 2 offers extremely fun heisting gameplay, and it's on sale for just 74p or 99 cents. So from a fast-paced all-action shooter to a pair of much more sedate puzzle games as we move on to the Portal bundle. Now, as we've talked about these games quite a lot in previous Steam sale videos, I'll keep this one brief. And that's what we'll do for other games that regularly come up in these videos. But I will say that the Portal bundle will bag you both the original Portal game and Portal 2, which are two of the finest puzzle games ever made. There's plenty of head-scratching fun here, and if, like me, you're not the best at puzzles, with Portal 2's co-op mode, you can get a friend to help you and you can both figure out the puzzle together. The Portal bundle is on sale for £1.06 or $1.48. Next is SteamWorld Heist, a 2D turn-based tactics game in which you take control of a group of robot pirates as you shoot your way through enemy ships. Now, I'm very fond of the XCOM series of games, and it's often been said that this one feels a bit like 2D XCOM, and I'm pleased to say that it's very well done, and with a really interesting mechanic added in the form of ricocheting bullets, whereby you can hit some pretty insane shots by bouncing your bullets off of multiple walls and finally hitting the enemy. SteamWorld Heist is a game with a lot of character and comes in at £2.84 or $3.74. On next to Future Grind, an intriguing platformer that will challenge your reactions as you attempt not only to land on the next rail, but also to land on it with the right coloured wheel, because if you hit it with the wrong colour, your run will be brought to an abrupt end. If you're anything like me, one course could take about 50 attempts to beat, but that frustration is all worth it to pass that finish line. This is a relatively simple game but with some devilishly difficult courses, and on sale for just £1.79 or $1.99, I think you might want to give this one a look. Coming towards the end of this section now with our penultimate game in this category, and we've got Clough The Truck. A physics-based parkour game that will see you jumping from truck to truck in gradually more challenging courses to get to the goal unscathed, and as quickly as possible. Clough The Truck starts off simple with only a few trucks going in a straight line, but the difficulty ramps up fast, with new obstacles and the random nature of the truck's movement always a threat to your perfect run. This game is just good silly fun and is available for £4.39 or $5.99. And finally for this section, we'll end with a couple of games that I always seem to be recommending because they are just so cheap for the level of quality they offer. Deus Ex Human Revolution and Mankind Divided are set in a world where human augmentations have become a reality, and the games depict the effect that this has on the world. In particular in Mankind Divided, as augmented people start to be treated as second-class citizens. You control Adam Jensen and use his augmentations to adapt him to your preferred playstyle. And that's the main thing I love about these games, the amount of choice that those playstyles give you. Sure, you can go around with a gun shooting everyone in sight, but you could also sneak in and avoid violence or even convince people to do what you want. And the augmentations that you pick along the way will help you choose one of those paths. Now, Human Revolution is on sale for £1.94 or $2.99, and Mankind Divided is £2.99 or $4.49, and both are excellent buys at that price in my opinion. But if you just want to dip your toes into the water, go with Human Revolution. It may be older and the graphics are a little less polished, but it's my personal favourite out of the two. On then to the under £10 category, and we're going to start with one of my favourite games of the past few years. It's Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain Definitive Edition. The Phantom Pain offers some great stealth gameplay, a deep backstory, and a mother base to expand with newly recruited staff and rescued animals, and it's all set in multiple open worlds. The Definitive Edition also comes packaged with Ground Zeroes, which despite being a pretty small game, adds even more value to an already great deal, as this one comes in at £9.99 or $11.99. 2 Point Hospital is next, and for anyone who remembers playing Theme Hospital as a kid like I do, there's a hefty dose of nostalgia here for you, as this really does feel like a successor. For those who don't have those memories though, 2 Point Hospital offers a humorous take on hospital management, as you hire staff, build treatment rooms, and attempt to cure wacky illnesses, such as lightheadedness and mock star syndrome. And believe me when I say that I'm only scratching the surface with those two. It's fair to say that this one doesn't take itself too seriously, and the humour of the game adds to solid gameplay. So for £8.49 or $11.89, 2 Point Hospital is a solid purchase. Next up is the Jackbox Party Pack 2, which contains 5 great party games to be played with family or friends, using their phones to answer questions, draw pictures, or even just deceive the other players. Now in truth you'd be fine going with any of the Jackbox games here, and there are now 6 Jackbox party packs to choose from. But for me, Jackbox 2 has the best blend of games, and that's thanks to Fibbage 2, which sees players trying to trick each other with fake and funny answers, and Bidiots, which has players bid against each other for works of art the players themselves have created. Everyone's trying to make a profit in this one, and everyone has different information on the values of the art. So the simple game mechanics quickly become more about deception. So if you fancy some party games over the holidays for just £9.49 or $12.49, the Jackbox Party Pack 2 might be for you. On then to Rainbow Six Siege, a tactical first-person shooter that rewards quick thinking, teamwork, and map knowledge more than the run-and-gun style of some other shooters. Siege also has a wide array of operators to choose from, and each of them has individual abilities that can be used to significantly change up the team's tactics. And because of that, there's a lot of variety to this one to keep you going for hundreds upon hundreds of hours. Also alongside a high skill ceiling, meaning you can always be improving as you play. Despite now being 4 years old, Siege still has a very active online player base, and on sale for just £6.79 or $7.99. If you haven't picked this one up already, now might be the time. So from one massive AAA title to another in the form of Fallout 4, the most recent single-player installment in the Fallout series. This post-apocalyptic RPG has you exploring a dangerous world filled with mutated creatures and enemies around every corner. There's also multiple factions to befriend or turn into enemies, and quests galore. So even though it's not everyone's favourite of the series, this is still a really enjoyable game with a hell of a lot of content. And for just £5.99 or $8.99, in my opinion, it's well worth the price. Next is Rebel Cops, a spin-off from the This Is the Police series that introduces turn-based tactical combat to the already established concept of a gritty and corrupt police force that WeHappy Studio have depicted in their other games. And the introduction of this system works really well with the idea of a police force. Rebel Cops is a punishing game though, with the player getting very limited resources to complete their missions, and one wrong move can cost you your best officer, who you've upgraded over the course of hours of gameplay. But that challenging nature adds to the experience, and completing some of the frankly massive levels, such as the mansion, is so rewarding, especially if you get out with all your officers intact. Admittedly, there are some hiccups in this game, like enemy line of sights being unpredictable, and level sizes being drastically different from one mission to the next. But for just £5.99 or $7.49, this may not be the biggest discount of the sale, but it's a great game that's well worth a look. And finally for this section, anyone who's watched these videos in the past knew it was coming, but we have XCOM 2. One of my top 3 favourite games of all time. XCOM 2 offers some of the best turn-based tactical combat available, and all with character development that sees you customise and upgrade your soldiers, to the point where they all almost have their own little backstories, and for that matter war stories. And that customisation is only made better by Steam Workshop integration, which adds even more options. Now, I've recommended this one quite a bit, and there are some similar games on this list, so I won't say too much. But this is one you can sink countless hours into, and a second playthrough is more than worthwhile. So for just £8.74 or $14.99, I think XCOM 2 is a superb choice. On to our final section for today then, and I'm starting it off with Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition. This huge and deep RPG has hundreds of hours of content, as you go from quest to quest building up your character into an absolute powerhouse, with meaty combat abilities, devastating magic, and a bunch of really silly spells like turning enemies into chickens. Recently I've been playing a 4-player campaign of this with a few friends, and it's just chaos but in the best possible way, especially as friendly fire is very much on. Of course though, this can be played on your own and is simply put one of the best RPGs ever made. So if you're looking for something to sink hundreds of hours into over the holiday period, Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition is an excellent choice, coming in at £16.49 or $24.74. Next up is Far Cry 5. This massive open world first person shooter sees you taking on a cult that's taken control of Hope County in Montana. Now this one very much follows the Far Cry formula of giving the player loads of weapons, vehicles and perks to choose from, and then just saying, go. You have the freedom to explore and do things your own way. And say if you wanted a pet bear while you're doing it, that's fine by Far Cry. So if you've played other Far Cry games, you'll pretty much already know whether or not you're going to like this one. In my opinion though, Far Cry 5 is better than the more recently released New Dawn, and offers loads of content for a price tag of just £12.49 or $14.99. Almost at the end now as we come to A Hat in Time. To me this is the closest to Super Mario Odyssey that you can get on PC. And I feel a little bad making that comparison because this game is so good in its own right, with so many awesome and creative stages and so much personality. For my personal favourite example, have you ever wanted to be a detective in a murder mystery on a train run by owls? Well, probably not. That's very specific, but it's also very fun, and that is one of the levels in this game, and there are many more like it and it's just superb. The sense of humour here is also top notch, and it's one of those rare games that can be enjoyed no matter your age. A Hat in Time is on sale for £11.49 or $14.99. And finally we finish where we always do, because it's a game that deserves to be bought and played, and that game is The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt Game of the Year Edition. Now, I regularly change my mind on my top 10 list of games, what games are in there, what order they're in, but since 2015, I have never changed my mind on my absolute top game of all time, and that top game is The Witcher 3. This is a brilliant RPG, with quests around every corner, and the Hearts of Stone and Blood and Wine expansions that add so much more content to this game, come bundled in with this edition. So, as I always say, if you haven't played this one yet, I'm jealous. Because at just £10.49 or $14.99, this is one top-notch game. So there you have it, another sale over and done with, and given how long this list has ended up being, I'd say it's been a fairly good sale. As ever, if you found this video helpful or enjoyed it at all, leave me a like and maybe subscribe to the channel. And I'd also appreciate any comments down below, telling me what games I may have missed, because obviously I haven't played every game, and by putting them down in the comments you help everyone to find great games that suit them. I also kind of have an idea of maybe doing a community suggestion style video in a few days on this sale, so who knows, if you comment I might pick you up on it. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a great Christmas, New Year, Hanukkah or whatever else you may be celebrating. I've been Nathan, and I'll see you next time.